Welcome back everybody, this is Cosmic and this is Let's Play Legend Man. As you can see, I am here in my garden because I, through the power of clairvoyance, was told that something here would be waiting for me if I showed up. An odd but large seed grew on me this time. Ooh, AF golden seed. There must be something special, like the fact that it had AF in front of it. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. So, as, I don't know why I keep saying, as you can see, we just got an artifact from Trent. It was a golden seed, and I will be showing that off later. Like all my other artifacts, I won't be putting it down at this moment because there's much more important things to do. So in the last part, we helped Gilbert get shanghaied by pirates, and in this part, we are going to actually go to a new world. I didn't remember that we were doing that. So we got the Sandbros here. We're going to stick it right there in your eye. I apologize for that cough. I'm still caught. I'm not really suffering from a cold, but you know how even though you're done with your cold, you still get that residual, like, gross stuff, and your nose is still kind of stuffy, and your throat is still kind of weird. So the Sandbros, which we got a very long time ago, we're finally using it, takes us to the Duma Desert. Duma Desert. Oh, that sounds awful. Which is where our next quest will be. And this is a silly quest. And I found out that the Duma Desert, which I think is going to be the running trend for the rest of this project. Hopefully I'll be able to actually finish. But I found out that the Duma Desert is another place that crashes my software, which is really unfortunate because we've got at least two more quests taking place here. So here we have Miss Katadanja and a bunch of little kids, which I don't know if we've seen any of these guys before. I think we have, but they are actually part of the Ministry of Magic trademark, and they're looking for, and Miss Katadanja is a professor there, and they're looking for another professor, which I think she's going to explain to us right about now. So, I did this, the Academy of Magic, that's what it's called. I said Ministry of Magic because it was the first thing that came to mind. And so they're looking for the other Professor Memphasini, and we need to help. Now, as I mentioned, I did this once before earlier already, and I forgot to talk to Miss Katanananja. So I ended up going to where I was supposed to go, realizing I had to come all the way back, and the main gimmick of this particular quest is that there will be kids blocking your path, and you just need to talk to them, and they don't really get in your way. Sorry for the spoilers for 15 seconds from now, but these two are going to start fighting over who's a liar and who's telling the truth and which way they're supposed to go. But what they don't know, and what you might not know, what you might not know is that you can go either direction. However, I learned many moons ago that to go this way, you can actually go the other way, and you end up just fighting different enemies, but you end up in basically the same place. But I go this way out of habit, and yeah, there's really not much else to say about it. Now, this particular zone, I like it for really only one reason. Other than that, it's basically bland and boring, but it's got one of my second favorite grinding spots for levels in the entire game, which is these two assholes right here. They're known as Mad Mallards. They shoot eggs. Now, that egg attack is probably the most useless attack in the entire game. However, that being said, I have been hit by it a couple times, but as you can see, they shoot an egg out, and it basically just serves as a mine, a time bomb. But if you hit them before it goes off, it will... Oh, I did a absolutely terrible job with that. If you hit them before it goes off, it'll just disappear without doing anything. So it's kind of stupid. But they give about 450 experience if they both drop crystals, and you can just scroll one screen over and then scroll one screen back, and keep fighting them over and over again. Rust. I like touching rusty spoons. Go through. You don't scare me. Oh god, too soon. Now, fun fact about that rust is that another reason why I picked a two-hand axe is because when I was a kid, I printed off this sheet that showed a bunch of like the most powerful weapons you can possibly make in the game, and the most powerful weapon was a two-hand axe. But the problem with it was it required two rusts, or no, it required 3 rusts, and as far as I can tell, you can only pick them up in chests. And I have only ever found 2 throughout playing this game. I'm sure if I bothered to look harder, I could find more. But I haven't really ever bothered to look harder, is the problem. Oh look, more mad mallards. So, that's a thing. But that's an allusion to something that I will be talking about much later. And it's actually almost Christmas time, and I'm really hoping I can finish, 450, did I say 450? I think I might have said 500, but anyway, I'm really hoping I can get through at least this third of the game, before Christmas, because I'm not going to be able to record anything, and if this doesn't crap out on me, and hopefully the next world we're going to go to after this part, or the next land we're going to go to, doesn't cause my software to crash, because if it does, then that's going to suck. Or the other 2, or any of the other ones. Really, if it could just be, like, no more than 2 or 3 lands that cause my software to crash, that'd be nice. But I might just end up spending most of today, recording if I can. I know my parents are currently at home because it's Christmas time. My parents are, well, one of my parents. Did I seriously go the wrong way? How did I do that? Oh my goodness, this is like one of the most linear paths to follow. Oh, good lord. Alright, I guess I'm going to turn around, but while I'm doing that, I'm going to keep talking because the quest we're doing after this one is very short. So I'm going to artificially inflate the length of this video with my pump, but hopefully doesn't cause the software to crash because we're spending more time in here. As I keep rambling or ranting about... Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, my parents need me to do something, so hopefully I don't end up getting too interrupted, otherwise I'm just going to end up playing Assassin's Creed 4 all day long, which I've been playing that game for probably about 10 hours a day for the past 3 days. By far one of the greatest games I've ever played, just because it's so much fun. Although if you're not as into pirates as I am, you probably won't enjoy it that much. And as far as Assassin's Creed games go, I don't really feel like it feels like a proper Assassin's Creed game. But that's just me. So we made it the correct way. I don't know why I thought I was going the right way. Blah blah blah, Sorcerer's Magic. We need to talk to her. She asks us if we're ready. We're ready. Ready! We run to the screen side scroll. Memphis-y, blah blah blah, he's having kids build something. Oh look, it looks like an urn. It's supposed to be a cannon because you can see the wick coming out, but to me it always sort of looked like an urn, just missing the cap. He learned about how to make a star, but that's not all. He wants the stars to move how he wishes. And he's going to destroy the earth by making stars fall, and then he's going to force push us away. Well, this is probably the most disappointing boss fight in the entire game. And it's actually where my biggest gripe with this game, or with this quest, comes in, which is that these 2 axe beaks here are very difficult. Well, not right now. I don't know if you remember, but I believe we got the sand rose like very early on in the game, like in the forest. And so when I was a kid, I didn't really know that there was a certain quest order that you should probably follow in order to get all the quests done. So I just naturally put the sand rose down first, and just started doing this quest, or put the sand rose down as soon as I got it and started doing this quest. So as a kid, when you're level, I don't even know what level I was, 8, I mean, granted, they all scale to your level, or scale to whenever you put them down, I think. But still, this boss fight was hard. And, as you can see, you don't get fuck all for experience. You get 6, or 5, even worse, each. And Miss Kabadabda doesn't even come to help you. And he blew her way out of the desert, but she somehow managed to get back here within a reasonable amount of time. And this guy's still planning on destroying the world, but little do we know, he started the timer 30 minutes ago. And ignore the fact that the wick just lit. And so we failed the game. Game over, guys. We lost. Or did we? Sparkles and shiny and fireworks! Yay! Those are some stars, let me tell you, and they are certainly moving. Maybe not necessarily as he wishes. So, if the world were to end, exploding in a series of fireworks would probably the way I would want it to go. And we're all just looking up in amazement. Take this Vizel Gold, which will be useful for something we're going to be doing immediately after this, as soon as we talk to our cactus. And science fact of the day, did you know that there's more to your blood than just A, B, or O blood types? I didn't know it either. I was actually, this past semester I took a class called Blood Banking or Immunohematology, which is basically all about, like the different antigens and antibodies and how they interfect with your, red cells. So next time you're donating blood, if you donate blood, if you don't mind getting a government chip in your brain, talk to the technician. Although I think that they just have phlebotomists draw blood. I'm not entirely sure if the blood bank technicians actually do that. And another fun fact of the day is that my blood type is actually O negative. And what's worse is that, well, that's actually a pretty good thing. But what's terrible about it is that I have really shitty veins, so I can't donate blood. Which is unfortunate because type O negative is the blood type that everybody wants. For the most part. So there's this guy over here. You might remember that there were 2 paths in our workshop. There's the left path and I believe the back path. But there was one to the right, and now that we did the stuff in Duma Desert, we can do this quest. Now, I'm going to try my hardest not to fly through this and explain what's happening as it's happening. So the point of this is to try and obtain coins from the elementals. Now, the elementals, after this quest is done, can be found anywhere that you can find eggs, which is usually where you fought bosses. So we have an instrument. We only have one. And as you may remember, instruments are how you produce magic. And basically this quest is making it so that you can make your own instruments. So you can choose a number of songs, a sad song, a happy song, a strange song. Not particular for this quest because I think this quest is fixed regardless of which song you play. But some elementals prefer different songs, and they also prefer different instruments. And he's going to mention that the more instruments you play, the more likely it is that the the elemental will come and get closer. So I'm going to play a sad song using the gust marimba. Is this okay? Yes, it's the only one. And you can choose the main part and the sub part. I'm not entirely sure what that has to do with anything. So you start playing music, and the elementals make noises or make motions that look like they like. Sorry, I'm burping. Look like they like it, so they start coming closer towards the instrument, and you see that one is pretty close, so you want to run out to it and mash the X button, and you'll get silver coins. silver coins, and then it'll disappear. So you can only get one of, usually they spawn in pairs, and they don't always spawn, like they don't, the two that spawn aren't always the same. Like you can get a Jinn with a Dryad or something, so you kind of want to choose which one you want. And he wants us Aura Silver, Sala Silver, Menos Bronze. So the way that you make instruments is you use one type of base material, base material, and one of the elemental coins, and that'll determine what kind of element your instrument will have. And that's fine and good. I'm trying to think if I missed anything. Oh yeah, you can also get gold coins, not just silver coins. They're a lot more rare, obviously, because they're gold. And I think if you make an instrument using a gold coin, it will be more powerful. And I believe you can also, no. I'm not sure if you can, like, temper instruments the way that you temper, armor and weapons. But anyway, I'm going to talk to Lil Cactus about our adventure. That took about 2 minutes. And pray to Jesus Grandma that our software doesn't crash. And that's going to do it for this episode. So I will, if you like this part, good on you, mate. And I will see you in the next one.